Now, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and a lot came out of this conversation. And one of the conversations that we had deeply was about masturbation. And I realized there's a lot of things that revolve around masturbation that most of you don't know. So listen to this. Did you know that masturbation is part of us chasing thrills? Part of us having no identities, just feeling so inadequate, and we think that an ejaculation can actually make us complete. That is the reason why immediately after masturbation you start judging yourself and you feel guilty about it. But feeling guilty and judging yourself about it actually makes it a sin. Because when you judge, you get in more trouble. So, those people who are actively masturbating, and this is just happening, our youths are masturbating so many times in a day, and it's becoming a serious problem. But it's becoming a serious problem because we keep on demonizing it. Okay, when we're demonizing it, it's like we are resisting it. So it continuously persists in us. And we are looking at it as sin because we think we know so well about what is good and what is wrong, yet all of us are actually born with the nature of evil. Okay, so if you are a chronic masturbator and you would like to quit masturbation, I would like you to know this. Do not fight it. Do not fight the urge for masturbation, because when you resist it, it persists. Okay, so what you should do is be aware when you're doing that, because there are people who, even if you tell them to stop masturbating, they'll actually start hating you for no good reason. That is one of the reasons why you will see in the comment section of videos that I put out about masturbation, everybody's coming after my neck. But this is the point. Reality is, most people are just masturbating without even knowing, because it's a thrill that we are chasing. For example, you quit masturbating, quit in quotes, and then you end up chasing different girls because you want to satisfy your urge for ejaculation. Is that not the same thing? So people who have multiple ejaculations every night, they are judging people who masturbate because they are thinking they are safer because they are having sex. But you're chasing a thrill, the same thrill that the other guy who is masturbating is actually chasing, an ejaculation. And you're becoming a sex addict, and you're using women as your masturbation tool. Some of you are addicted to porn, and you're using porn as your way to actually satisfy your thrill. But you keep on chasing different women. You get one woman, you have sex with them, they're not satisfying you, you go to another and another, and that is becoming a serious problem. So actually people are just masturbating but using different things. One who is masturbating using lotion in the hand is at least using the hand. The other one is at least using a woman. The other one is using sex toys. The other one is using porn and masturbation and all that. Okay, so we are always chasing a thrill but in different ways. So the evil nature is the same, we only labeled it different things. Okay, and I want you to see this. Even in women nowadays, everybody's using the other. Men are using women as sex toys, women are using men as I don't know, maybe an ATM or something. But this is the point. How many times, men, have you had sex with a woman and she's constantly rubbing her clitoris? She doesn't even have any connection with you, to an extent that she has to rub her clitoris to actually get her thrill satisfied. How many of you are doing that? Is that not the same thing as masturbation? She's just using your penis as a sex toy. Is that not the same thing? How many men are having sex with women, but in their heads, they're having a guy who was having sex in a pornographic movie or video? They have lost touch with their women to an extent that they cannot have an erection and sustain that erection to an end of an orgasm until they have that thrill in their head of pornography and masturbation. Okay, so if you constantly have a woman you're having sex with as a man, and she's constantly rubbing her clitoris to get an orgasm, just know you're being used as a sex toy. So you stop making sense. She's chasing a thrill that she saw in a porn video. She's chasing a thrill that she has seen other women do, and she doesn't have a connection with you, so she has to use her own hand to get an orgasm. So she's just using you as a dildo. Okay. So all of us are using each other in a way. So we think we've won the masturbation journey as men, and then we get into a marriage that we end up having sex every night and ejaculating aimlessly. And now we have to put these women on hormonal contraceptives. Now this is a point that will not sink into many people's head because most of you are just chasing thrills. But I would like you to know that is the exact picture out here. We win the battle from the hand, we take it into a vagina. We are constantly chasing thrills, and we are quoting this with the evil nature. And then again, the medical industry comes in and tells you through research that you need to ejaculate 21 times a month so that you avoid prostate cancer. That women have to get orgasms and squat all through so that they can actually release the tension in their systems. So we are just quoting the evil nature with different aspects and different beautiful names to just make it look interesting. So whatever is interesting to us is not sin at all. So look at people who have sex every day and ejaculate every night, looking at people who masturbate, and they're like, why are you masturbating? Then I'm like, okay, is it not the same thrill that you're chasing? Okay. So yeah, I believe that once you get to a spiritual level that makes you understand what is good and what is evil, you will simply know this. But guess this, just get this, that most of us, or all of us, actually born with the nature of evil, because our fathers and our mothers did not know God. They knew about God because they were taught about God. They read about God in the Bible, and they came into the world through the nature of evil. So they wanted to succeed through you. That is one. But number two is they constantly think that what you're doing is wrong, what they're doing is right. So they impose this into their children, hoping that they can change their children's lives, but they end up messing these children for a lifetime. Because whatever they've been doing is evil, and they've just pushed their children into it by imposing their identity and their will on these children. So these children end up getting messed up, and they have to fight a lifetime of just getting an identity. Okay? So it's a mess up that started up from those people who were ahead of us, and it's just affecting generations. And now we call it a good name. Oh, it's a generational curse. We just call the nature of evil. When you get to the spiritual level of good and evil, you simply know that everything is in black and white, and whatever is happening to you or whatever has happened to you is not, you're not responsible. The spirit that lives in you is the one that was responsible. And therefore, you need to change the spirit that lives in you. When you move into the spirit of good, you will not care about people. You will not feel lonely. You will not feel worried. You will not be angry. You not feel emotional. You not think you're so better than other people. You will not care about anything, because whatever is happening outside you is none of your business. Your real world and your real reality is inside you. So when you start fixing your inside world, you put in a spirit of good. And once that happens, that spirit is the one that guides you to do whatever you're doing. Therefore, that spirit that lives inside you is the one that is responsible for what you're doing. Once you get that, even the evil nature of masturbation, even the evil nature of chasing thrills will disappear in your head, and you'll start seeing the bigger picture. But until then, you'll struggle chasing thrills, moving from one woman to another, moving from one sex object to another, hoping that you can actually get the satisfaction that you want. Yet, those are external things that you're chasing. The real fight and the real struggle is happening within you and inside of you. So start fixing your identities.